Hello, everyone. This is spiritual teacher and intuitive healer Matthew John here. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023 and welcome to my 2023 astrology and intuitive predictions. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me, and let's see what is in store for 2023. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below throughout this. Do you agree with my predictions? Do you have different predictions? Let me know in the comments section below, and make sure you like and subscribe. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Okay, so the main themes of 2023 that we want to discuss. First of all, what is the numerology of 2023? 2023 is a 7-year in numerology, which makes it a year of introspection. 7 is a number of spirituality. So we are really focusing inward. I kind of equate this 7-year to the Hermit card in the tarot, okay? Where we're spending our time, it's more of an inward journey. We're doing a lot of research, we're learning new things, and it's less of an outwardly expansive year for most people. Okay, now on the world stage, it is likely to be a very tumultuous year. Again, no real break. The main themes of the year that I see are war, unfortunately, and economic issues. And from an astrological perspective, much of this has to do with the fact that we are going through a monumental shift this year with Pluto. Pluto is an extremely important planet. It's a generational planet. And when Pluto makes a shift, it is a big, big deal. Pluto spends anywhere between 11 and 31 years in a sign. So you can imagine that when it does change signs, it is a big deal. And this has been something that myself and other astrologers have been looking towards, anticipating for many years, is what is going to happen when Pluto shifts from Capricorn, which is where it's been, which is an earth sign. It's all about structure. It's about the old world. It's about the breaking down of the old world structures, shifting from that to Aquarius, which Aquarius is about the new world. The planetary age of Aquarius is what we've stepped into ever since really December 21st, 2012. We've stepped into this age of Aquarius, I would say. And with that, it's 2,156 years of light. Now, the light isn't fully apparent yet on this planet because we've got a lot of problems, obviously, on this planet. And it's a case where we have to go through the tough times on this planet. We have to go through all the dark stuff before we can really get to the light, because there's a lot that needs to be cleared out. There's a ton that needs to be cleared out. So we have entered into this age of Aquarius. You know, think of the song, "This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius." Pluto is the most outward planet. It's not technically a planet. It's an object, but in astrology, it's very important. And it as far as like the macro, as far as society, it really carries the most weight of any of the celestial objects. So the fact that Pluto is moving into Aquarius, it will move into Aquarius in 2023. It will retrograde back into Capricorn. Starting in 2024, it will be fully into Aquarius. So what's happening in 2023 is we're getting a preview of the next 20 years, because Pluto is going to spend 20 years in Aquarius. We're getting a preview of really the years 2024 through 2044. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. But along with that, for years, myself and pretty much all other astrologers have been anticipating tough economic times during this transition phase of Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. When a planet is entering through the door, opening the door and entering into a sign, or when the planet is exiting, closing the door behind it in a sign, so either in the first degree or the last degree of a sign, it's what's called exalted. It means it carries more power. The metaphor is like you want to make a grand entrance into a party, and then you want to make an exit and make sure that everyone sees you when you leave. And that's what a planet is doing when it's changing signs, any planet. And again, I know Pluto's not technically a planet. To astrologers, we tend to consider it a planet. But Pluto in the beginning of its entrance into Capricorn, that was in 2008. What happened in 2008? That was the housing crash. That was the recession. And we're very likely to see a recession economically as Pluto leaves Capricorn. It would be a logical and also an intuitive bookend to Pluto's time in Capricorn. And Capricorn is about the structures, the infrastructure, and the financial infrastructure of the planet. It would make sense that we would see a recession on either end of Pluto's time in Capricorn. It certainly looks like, just logically speaking, that we are entering into a recession. 2022, housing prices were down, at least here in the US. Inflation was up all over the world. It wasn't as bad in the US as many had anticipated, which was great. It really saved, some of the pain, but we're certainly not out of the woods at all. Inflation is a global problem. It's not a local problem. It's not local to the United States or whatever country that you're in. It's a global issue, really, as a result of the pandemic. And this is something that is going to likely get worse. And the fact that we have a war going on, that life goes on, and a lot of times we forget that it is happening, but there is essentially kind of a quasi world war going on right now. It's certainly the worst international conflict since World War II. And, it's in a lot of ways a reboot of the Cold War, except now there's actual war going on. It's East versus West again, West versus East, NATO versus Russia and China and Iran and that block, right? So we're seeing really a power struggle for the resources of the planet and for power in general, just for power's sake, because it's something to remember that when it comes to world leaders, power in and of itself is something that these leaders endeavor towards many times. So it's likely that the war will get worse rather than better. It's unlikely, intuitively and astrologically speaking, that we will see any sort of diplomatic resolution anytime soon, at least, to the war. It's likely that Russia will not give up. That whether it's about Putin saving face, whether it's about the Russia believing that they can win the war in the end, whether it's other countries getting involved, that's certainly on the table. Another card that I really picked for this year is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is the card of conflict and war, and power struggles, and doing things for the sake of power, essentially. And unfortunately, it does seem like things are more likely to get worse rather than better. And there's other international conflicts that could pop up as well this year, which I'll talk about more. The biggest reason astrologically for this, well, there's two. Pluto breaks down structures. So Pluto is intending to restructure, move around the chess pieces of power. Pluto is in charge of power. It is ruled by Scorpio. The other piece is Jupiter. Whatever Jupiter touches grows. Sometimes it's something good, sometimes it's something not so good. Jupiter is in Aries. It spent a lot of 2022 in Aries. That's when the war really accelerated. It retrograded back into Pisces, and now it's back in Aries, and it's back in the first degree of Aries, which is troublesome. It's troublesome. There's a lot of this like matchstick waiting to be lit energy astrologically right now because of that. It is a dangerous time for world affairs. I just want to say that although this is what I'm predicting and what I'm seeing, I don't want this to happen. I want to see a world of peace, but it just it seems like the momentum on the timeline that we're on is carrying us towards this. There's only so much that us as light workers can do at this point. We're trying, on my ascending as one calls, we've been praying for peace, and I know so many of you are praying for peace all the time, you know. But there's only so much we can do, and the chess pieces on this planet need to play out as they need to play out, and they will play out as they are meant to play out. So it does seem like a difficult year on the world stage with war and with the economy. Other things, as far as international conflicts that I intuitively sense could come into the picture is Iran. I don't anticipate a war. I just anticipate some sort of conflict with Iran on the world stage. The other thing is I just get the feeling of some sort of political uprising in North Africa. As far as the economy goes, to get more specific, I do see inflation getting worse, especially in European countries. Europe's going to get hit the worst, it feels like. The United States will probably get hit the least as far as inflation goes, but we will still feel it here. We already are. And, real income and compared to costs is going to continue to deteriorate. Is this a long-term play by the Illuminati to just bankrupt the middle class and make people poorer? I don't know. Could be. But regardless, it is likely to get worse. Other things that I anticipate, politically speaking, there will not be a new election in Canada in 2023. I anticipate that Donald Trump will somehow will not serve any jail time. I do anticipate that he will start a third party. Whether that happens in late 2023 because he is getting killed in the polls by Ron DeSantis or not, I don't know. It could happen in late 2023, or it could be 2024 after the Republican convention. I anticipate the Democrats will not run Joe Biden in 2024. That they will. I suspect that Joe Biden will make it all the way to the convention, but he just will lose. I think he will lose to a younger, more exciting candidate. This is an early call, a year and a half in advance here, but I'm going to say Pete Buttigieg will be the Democratic nominee in 2024. It'll be Buttigieg versus DeSantis, and with Trump being a third party. I'm not going to pick a winner out of those three. I'll save that for the 2024 preview video. But that's what's happening in the U.S. I will predict. And in Canada, as I said, no new election for this year, but I do suspect a new election will be called in Canada in 2024. Other things, natural disasters. Natural disasters will be an issue. Pluto and Jupiter, again, really, Pluto in the last degree of Capricorn. Capricorn is about the earth. Jupiter in Aries is a violent energy. I do expect earthquakes this year. The Pacific Northwest and Indonesia are two areas that I'm feeling that could be problematic when it comes to the movement of tectonic plates causing issues. I would expect a very active hurricane season in 2023 with several major hurricanes affecting the East Coast of the United States. And I would expect a very hot summer in 2023. A very, very hot summer. Unusually hot. Okay. In the United States and in Europe as well. Okay. COVID ends, it becomes an endemic finally in 2023. The stock market and the economy, as far as like when the worst times could hit, I would say around June. So right around the end of spring into summer in the northern hemisphere would be kind of the worst times when we might see an economic recession reflected in like a stock market crash. Those are my predictions for 2023. Be well, stay safe. If you want to stay, if you're an astrology nerd like I am, I'm going to go over all the major aspects in 2023, so you know what to expect. Let's start out with January. Okay, January 2nd, Venus will enter into Aquarius. Okay, so we're gonna want to look for love on the internet, on dating apps, because Aquarius rules the internet. Also, we're gonna feel very optimistic and very wanting to connect with one another. Aquarius is the 11th house, the house of friends. We're really gonna want to connect in January. January 6th, we have full moon in Cancer. Make sure you're subscribed to the Higher Self channel on YouTube, where you can check out my full moon in Cancer podcast, or it's also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. All those links are in the description box below. Okay, we have the January 7th, the Sun conjuncts Mercury in Capricorn. It's going to be a really great day to get things done. Mercury is in retrograde, of course, so we are, everything that is Mercury retrograde related. I mean, tell me in the comments if you've been experiencing Mercury retrograde issues. I know I certainly have. Even just trying to film this video, I was having all sorts of issues with my computer and my camera and everything. So I'm glad I got everything working. But yeah, Mercury retrograde has been crazy so far. It's going to be really crazy for a while. So just be careful with your electronics and don't make any big purchases. Don't file for an LLC, or don't make any big contractual agreements during this time if you can avoid it. January 7th, we have the Sun and Mercury conjuncting Capricorn, so that'll be a good day for communication. Mars goes direct. Okay, Mars has been retrograde. It goes direct on January 12th. Okay, it'll it'd be in its shadow phase for 7 to 10 days after that. For Mars, actually a little bit longer. We could say 10 to 14 days, really 10 to 18 days. It'll be in its shadow phase, meaning it'll still kind of mimic the retrograde for that period of time. But with Mars going back direct, it does a couple things. It makes us want, instead of like cleaning up during the Mars retrograde, we've been like cleaning up projects and unfinished business from the past. Now we're really moving forward and stepping on the gas pedal and just moving into the future. Okay. It also kind of, because Mars has been retrograde in Gemini and Mercury is retrograde, and Mercury is ruler of Gemini. It's kind of doubled down on this like Mercury retrograde energy. It's almost been like a double Mercury retrograde. All right. By the way, if you love the astrology stuff, you should join my Ascending as One group. The details are in the description box below. The first hour of every Ascending as One call, and we got one coming up actually on Monday, January 2nd. It's stepping into your highest vibration for 2023. So if you really want to set the table to the best possible 2023, we're going to put you on that timeline during this very powerful call. But the first hour, and these are 3-hour calls of the Ascending as One call, I go over the day-by-day astrology and show you the charts for the week ahead. So if you're an astrology nerd or you want to learn astrology with me, join my Ascending as One call. And if you're a VIP member for the VIP call this month, it's an astrology basics call, which is pretty cool. All right. Mercury goes direct on January 18th. But remember, when a planet stations direct, it is very exalted at that time, and it's going to really mimic the kind of worst parts of the retrograde. You really got to wait till 7 to 10, about a week after, it's when the effects really start to wane, and we feel like, all right, we're moving forward again. Okay. January 20th, Sun enters Aquarius. Okay, we move from Capricorn season, which is Earth, it's cardinal Earth, into Aquarius season, which is fixed air. Okay, and we're during Aquarius season, everything is very thought provoking. We want to think things out. We want to explore things on the internet. We want to travel. We want to connect, make new friends, get outside of our normal like boxes, so to speak. Okay, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet that mixes things up, the planet of spontaneity. All right, new moon in Aquarius right after Sun enters Aquarius on January 21st. That'll be a powerful new moon being in the first degree of Aquarius. Okay. Uranus goes direct in Taurus. So this is a very powerful new moon because Uranus is a ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus stations direct on the day after the new moon. So super Aquarian vibe to the January 21st new moon. It's really kind of a preview of the age of Aquarius, around that time. We're feeling that. And it does have a sextile to that Jupiter in Aries, which during that time on the world stage, it is kind of that window actually where we could see some positive diplomatic motions in world affairs. Does it stick or does it revert back? I don't know. Okay. January 29th, the sun in Aquarius trines Mars. Okay. That'll be a good day for communication and making networking connections. Heading into February 3rd, the sun in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. Okay, we're gonna want to be careful during that time not to do anything too risky. February 5th, we have a full moon in Leo. Okay, for the 2 weeks after that, we're really going to want to express ourselves. Okay. February 11th, Mercury enters Aquarius. So when Mercury is in Aquarius, we're all going to want to be keyboard warriors and spend a lot of time on the internet when Mercury is in Aquarius. Also, again, wanting to make new friends. Okay, early part of the year, we're going to want to expand our social circles. February 15th, Venus in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. We're going to feel super dreamy, creative. Okay. February 16th, Sun in Aquarius conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. Okay. Anything that we start around that time, especially with Mars and Mercury having gone direct in January, is really going to, have staying power for the future. Okay. Sun enters Pisces on February 18th. Okay. Pisces, now we've entered into mutable water. Pisces is a creative and intuitive time. Pisces is the ruler of the 12th house. It is the opposite of the first house / Aries, which is very physical. Pisces is very non-physical. It's very ethereal. Okay, during Pisces season, we want to get creative. Okay, if the best thing you can do in Pisces season is like create art, just anything creative. And right after the sun enters Pisces, again, we have a new moon in the first degree of a sign. So it's going to be a very powerful, exalted new moon in Pisces. And Venus enters Aries as well. So we're going to be feeling very creative, but also really sexual as well, with Venus being in the first degree of Aries. February 22nd, Mercury in Aquarius trines Mars in Gemini. So we're going to really want to get out and meet people. Mars in Gemini, anyways, especially when it's direct, is making us want to network, want to meet new people. So the first quarter of 2023 is very social. It's a very social year. In March, the first day of March, Venus in Aries conjuncts Jupiter in Aries. So again, very sexual, very fire type energy. We're really, desiring to meet new people and be romantic. March 2nd, Mercury enters Pisces. So when Mercury enters Pisces, all of a sudden our communication right now, it's in Capricorn, so our communication can be very serious. Mars in Pisces, our communication can be a little bit off, a little bit, non-specific, very creative. We want to communicate very creatively. March 7th, we have a full moon in Virgo. And full moon in Virgo, we're going to be super logical and practical and focus on health. Okay. Saturn enters Pisces on that same day as well. So this is pretty monumental as well, because Saturn has spent the last 3 years in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius was a very relevant during the pandemic, because it was what, astrologically speaking, was causing travel restrictions and, vaccine cards or proof of negative tests, like all that stuff was a product of Saturn in Aquarius. So also Saturn in Aquarius was really stepping on the gas pedal as far as technology goes. Saturn in Aquarius was astrologically kind of behind, big biotech companies being able to create vaccines at a rapid speed, right? Never seen before. Entering Pisces, we move from like technology into creativity again. Creativity and inward seeking. Pisces is the 12th house, again, it's that Hermit card. It's inward seeking. So in 2023, again, it's a very inward year for the most part, especially once we get past the first quarter of the year. And with Saturn and Pisces, it really helps us to enhance our creativity, focus on our literal dreams, at night and or whenever you sleep, and to kind of just think outside the box as well. Get creative with things. Okay. March 14th, we have a square between Mars and Gemini and Neptune and Pisces. A lot of confusion around that time. Okay. March 16th, Venus enters Taurus. So Venus enters its home sign. We always feel super romantic when Venus enters Taurus, and it's perfect because it's right before the spring equinox. So everyone is feeling romantic, and also it's we get focused on money. Same day, so the sun is squaring Mars. Okay, so we can feel very overworked. Mercury enters Aries on March 18th. When Mercury enters Aries, okay, now we're like really assertive. We assert ourselves. We don't hold back, but we're also very outgoing with Mercury in Aries. The sun enters Aries on March 20th. Okay, that is the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, and we're feeling renewed. We're feeling excited. A lot of physical energy during Aries season. We want to move our bodies after hibernating. Pisces is a sign of hibernation. Pisces is a sign of sleep. Aries is a sign of, getting up in the morning and exercise and moving the body. Okay. We have a new moon in Aries, again, in the first degree of a sign on March 21st. It's going to be a powerful, jump start to spring, to Aries season. And it happens when Pluto enters Aquarius. All right, like I've been talking about. That happens on March 23rd. So we get this sneak peek, this preview into the next 20 years, starting really right after the spring equinox. Super powerful time. Okay. Mars enters Cancer on March 25th. When Mars enters Cancer, the focus goes to the divine feminine of life, and we really want to nurture ourselves and nurture others. Okay. Mercury conjuncts Jupiter in Aries on March 27th. So it's a great day around that time. Great time to create new things, to start new businesses, to do talks, to propel yourself forward in your career, or just to be forthcoming and ask someone out, for example, on those days. Mars in Cancer trines Saturn and Pisces on March 30th. Okay, really nice water trine here. We're feeling collaborative, we're feeling cooperative, and we're feeling super creative. And also very emotional, but kind of in a positive way. And March 30th, the same day, Venus in Taurus conjuncts Uranus in Taurus. Okay. And we're feeling really kind of spontaneous, adventurous in our love life. April, Mercury enters Taurus on April the 3rd. Okay. When Mercury enters Taurus, now we are focused on the earth, the physical world, and money. Okay. We really focus on money a lot. We talk about money a lot. We want to experience everything that the 3D world has to offer: food, travel, experiences, etc. We have a full moon in Libra on April the 5th. April the 5th, that full moon in Libra. Next 2 weeks after that, we're feeling like we want to make good on whatever needs to be made good on. We want to fight for justice. We want to speak up for justice. We're feeling in balance, feeling in harmony, wanting to work on, balancing the physical body as well. Okay, April 7th, Venus and Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces. Just to throw a sextile in there. Okay, really good day for romance and just to connect with your lover, or to do art, something like that, or to receive intuitive insights. Okay, Venus enters Gemini on April the 10th. When Venus enters Gemini, now we just want to meet people. We just want to go out and talk to people, go to parties or go to the coffee shop or whatever. Okay. April 11th, Venus is now trining Pluto. Okay. We're really going to want to network. It's like, and it's almost like a preview. There's this sense of like, opening our hearts to like all sorts of different people, which is a big part of, the manifestation of the age of Aquarius is about we all are opening our hearts to one another and opening ourselves to wanting to be a part of the greater good. So, this trine will really kind of preview that. And then the same day, the 11th of April, the Sun conjuncts Jupiter in Aries. So we really want to get out and exercise and move around. And this is also a precarious time on the world stage with all this Aries energy. Okay, as far as conflicts. Okay, now April 19th. This is a big deal. We have our first eclipse of the year. It is a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So 2022, the eclipses were in the polarity of Scorpio and Taurus. 2023, we have a mix of Scorpio and Taurus and also of Aries and Libra as the lunar nodes start to shift. And during the year, the lunar nodes will actually shift into Aries and Libra. So we have a solar eclipse in Aries on April 19th. Okay, this is really going to amplify that Aries energy. Again, a precarious time on the world stage. And at the same time, we also have Mercury stationing as Mercury retrogrades in Taurus starting on the 21st. And the day before that, on the 20th, the Sun enters Taurus. So now we have all this Taurus energy, which can be stubborn. Taurus is a fixed sign, a fixed earth sign, and the focus on economics. Okay, so the focus both kind of on the Aries energy, which is about conflict, and also on the Taurus energy, which is economics. Okay, with the lunar nodes kind of being right on the almost in between signs. It's gonna be, as I said, the most precarious time it seems for this year as far as world conflicts and the economies are April, May, June, around there. It just feels like May. We have the Pluto stationing. Okay, end of April, and May 1st, Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius. So Pluto has just touched into Aquarius, just dipped its toe in. We start to get that preview with that. Again, there could be some weirdness in the world. And then it goes back, starts to move backwards back towards Capricorn. The Sun and Mercury are conjunct in Taurus on that same day as well, on May 1st. Okay. May 5th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Okay. So after having an eclipse just in Aries, now we have an eclipse that is so the lunar nodes are still in when, just to clarify, when the eclipse is in Aries, the lunar node is still in Taurus. It's just that it's an out of sign eclipse, essentially, where because an eclipse has to happen on a lunar node. I'm sorry, the new moon is in Aries, but it's close enough to the lunar node that it makes it an eclipse. So we have now back to being in the same sign as the lunar node with May 5th, the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Think back to when we had our Scorpio eclipse in October. That was a tough time for a lot of people. I can think of many clients that literally had divorces that initiated right around that Scorpio eclipse. And I had predicted this sort of stuff, that it was going to be really problematic for relationships and a lot of emotions. We were all going through a lot of emotions. And that's the sort of thing that pops up again when we have this, eclipse in Scorpio in May. Things around inner trauma and emotions and relationships and the depth. Okay. Then May 7th, we have Venus entering into Cancer. Venus in Cancer is a very sweet sign. It's all about the divine feminine. We want to nurture the self. We want to nurture others. And focus goes more towards just the feminine aspects of life and women in general with Venus in Cancer. The Sun conjuncts Uranus in Taurus on May the 9th. So we will be finding creative solutions to problems around that. May 12th, Venus in Cancer trine Saturn in Pisces, another nice water trine, very dreamy, romantic, harmonious aspect. May 16th, Jupiter now enters into Taurus, which is good in a way because, Jupiter and Aries can be very volatile. But Jupiter and Taurus, again, now it's like the focus is on economies because Taurus rules over economies, and Jupiter can just as easily, it could accelerate an economic boom. It could also accelerate an economic depression. Okay. We have a new moon in Taurus on May 19th. New moon in Taurus will be about the Earth. Okay. We'll turn our eyes towards conservation and also just about economies in general. Mars enters Leo on May 20th. Mars entering Leo, we really can get very active and social and want to show off. And it's a great time to like start a new business or do any career where you have to really be self-centered or just kind of be seen in the highest light. Sun enters Gemini on May 21st. Okay. Gemini season is about fun, meeting new people, networking, communication in all ways. During Gemini season, you want to, get out and be extroverted if you can. The Gemini Sun trines Pluto in Aquarius right after it enters, and that's pretty cool because again, it's like this preview of the Aquarian age, and we're going to meet people probably that are on the same page with all that. Okay, June, full moon in Sagittarius on June 3rd. Okay. Sagittarius full moon is exciting. It's fun. We want to travel. We want to get out there and do fun things. Venus enters Leo on June 5th. When Venus is in Leo, we want to be the center of attention in all ways. People's personalities, egos, charisma really comes out. Okay. It does oppose Pluto in Aquarius. So we can tend to like feel our egos get triggered. Essentially, it's like a test of the ego. Don't let little things bother you or trigger you during that time. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on June 11th, so it changes signs back into Capricorn. Our little experiment, so to speak, into Aquarius has ended for now, but we got a little bit of an energetic preview of what the next 20 years are going to be like. Mercury enters Gemini on June 11th, really amplifies the Gemini energy. Mercury's in its home sign in Gemini. Gemini is at home with Mercury. That's its planet. So we're feeling super social, super outgoing, and we want to write. We want to talk. Okay, it's all about communication. We have Saturn stationing in June. Saturn goes retrograde in Pisces on June 17th. So Saturn will be retrograde for most of the second half of the year. But with Saturn stationing and exalted in Pisces, we're going to feel super creative, intuitive, and also in ways withdrawn. Even though there's all this Gemini energy around, we may feel like it's too much and we need to, rest and take time to ourselves. New moon in Gemini on June 17th. Okay, talked about Gemini already. The Sun in Gemini squares Neptune, Pisces, ditto for what I was just saying. We may feel like this draw between, we got to be out there communicating. Also, we just want to retreat into our inner worlds, like I said, the Hermit card. Mercury enters Cancer on June 26th. Okay, then we shift back more to the inner world and taking care of ourselves, taking care of others. Neptune stations the end of June. It goes retrograde in Pisces. So Neptune becomes exalted and we can feel very connected to the intuitive and the spirit worlds. Into July, full moon in Capricorn. Okay, on July 3rd, next couple of weeks after that, we really kind of get serious and practical again, like we are now during Capricorn season. Mars enters Virgo on July 10th. Okay, we really become very meticulous. We want to take care of our health. We also, can become overthinkers and too hard on ourselves, too hard on others. Mercury enters Leo on July 10th. Okay, when Mercury is in Leo, we, want to express ourselves a lot. Okay, The North Node, this is big. The North Node makes its transition into Aries on July 17th. Okay, now the lunar nodes kind of, describe the overall theme of everything that's going on. Now we're in Aries and Libra, okay, which is about it's about who's ruling over what, and it's about finding justice and balance on kind of a world stage. So this is big for world politics and the chessboard of the earth, so to speak. Okay. New moon in Cancer, okay, on that same day. All right, we're feeling kind of withdrawn and super nurturing and wanting to nurture others. A lot of aspects right after that. Mercury in Leo squares Jupiter and Taurus. Can have conflict with that. Sun in Cancer trines Neptune and Pisces. Okay. Another so many nice water trines in 2023. So we are just feeling, very intuitive during that time. Mars opposes Saturn. Mars and Virgo opposing Saturn and Pisces. We can feel like we're trying to accomplish, and it won't work. We're banging our head against the metaphorical wall. Sun in Cancer opposes Pluto and Capricorn. Okay. We're feeling restricted. Okay. It's also a time when it's like, it could be, the toxic patriarchy, the toxic over controlling masculine kind of rising up again for a bit. Venus goes retrograde July 22nd in Leo. Okay. When Venus goes retrograde, we might kind of reconnect with old relationships. We also might just have trouble in general moving forward with relationships. Okay. Sun enters Leo on July 22nd. Leo season is so much fun. It's probably my favorite season. Leo season and Scorpio season are my favorites because I am a Scorpio Sun and a Leo rising. So those are my two favorite seasons. Leo season is a lot of fun because it's just, I'm a Leo rising, so I'm naturally very extroverted and funny, and I'm very comfortable breaking social rapport. But during Leo season, everyone is comfortable breaking social rapport and just being kind of themselves, being goofy. The Chiron, the wounded healer, goes retrograde in Aries on July 23rd. Okay, so Chiron goes retrograde a lot, and it's been spending a lot of time in Aries. It's 9 years in Aries, so it's nothing new. But when it does go retrograde, it's exalted, and our inner wounds, especially wounds around the masculine and how we may have been harmed by masculine energies, really come to the forefront. Mercury conjuncts Venus in Leo, July 27th. That's always fun when Mercury and Venus get together. They've been recently together the last couple of weeks, and it becomes a very good time for relationships. Also, a good time to make money as well. Mercury enters Virgo on July 28th. Okay, so again, now we're hyper analytical into August. Full moon in Aquarius, August 1st. We're feeling very wanting to look forward to the new earth and wanting to connect with others, spending a lot of time on the internet. August 1st as well, Mars in Virgo trines Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, so we have a lot of energy to get things done. Okay, Mercury in Virgo opposes Saturn in Pisces. We may be feeling unrealistically dreamy. Sun in Leo on August 6th squares Jupiter in Taurus. If we're not careful, kind of egos and emotions can get out of control. Mercury in Virgo trines Jupiter and Taurus on the 9th. So this is kind of a nice time to talk things out and to make money and, do anything that involves business. Sun in Leo conjuncts Venus on August 13th. Okay, really good time for romance and just to be seen in our highest light. New moon in Leo on August 16th. New moon in Leo is a lot of fun. Everyone's feeling the Leo energies. Everyone is just kind of, being in their highest personalities. Sun enters Virgo on August 23rd. Virgo season is about getting the little things done. It's the 6th house. It's about health as well. Mercury goes retrograde. So Mercury stations on the same day. So this is now the third Mercury retrograde 2023. So Mercury is going to be super exalted Mercury is the ruler of Virgo and of Gemini. So Virgo has a lot to do with communication as well. It has especially the communication around like little things and details. I'm a moon in Virgo. I'm super detail oriented. I get bothered by people that aren't detail oriented, to be quite honest. So it just is what it is when you're a Virgo moon or a Virgo Mercury. So we have Mercury station going retrograde in Virgo. So really going to want to dig back and correct mistakes and look into the details of things and kind of discover errors and things like that when Mercury's retrograde in Virgo. Day after, the 24th of August, Mars in Virgo trines the Pluto in Capricorn. So that can be kind of a very sexual vibe to it. Mars enters Libra on the 27th. Okay, when Mars is in Libra, we're looking more towards how can we create harmony in the world, which is good because if, let's hope not, but if there were some world conflicts that come up, maybe May, June, July, maybe there's some diplomacy and some settling of these issues around late August, September. Uranus stations goes retrograde in Taurus end of August. So we're, wanting to find creative solutions during the retrograde to big worldly problems. Again, kind of like, because, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So it's about how do we find those creative problems that, plague the earth so we can move into the new earth, right? Full moon in Pisces on August 30th. Full moon in Pisces is really nice. It's a very gentle energy. It's very ethereal. It's very dreamy. Okay. September, Venus goes back direct on September 3rd. So Venus will be exalted. Okay. And with the full moon in Pisces just passed, great time for romance. Jupiter goes retrograde. So Jupiter's going to station, go retrograde in Taurus. Okay. Again, a lot of focus on finances and the economy. A lot of people talking about finances, the economy around that time. Mercury trining Jupiter in Taurus. So there could be positive news in the economy around then. The Sun conjuncts Mercury on September 6th. Anytime the Sun conjuncts Mercury, our communication gets very clear. Although Mercury will be retrograde at that time. But it, our communication can be really clear about past issues, because during Mercury retrograde, we focus on the past. The Sun in Virgo trines Jupiter and Taurus on September 8th. Great day for opportunities. Okay, opportunities, career stuff, financial matters. Mercury goes direct in Virgo on September 15th. Mercury going direct again, it's going to be exalted. But a week or so after that, we'll really feel like, we're no longer thinking about the past and we're just moving forward now. Okay, September 16th, Venus squares Jupiter. So we can have a bit of trouble in relationships or want to move too quickly or be, kind of unwise with money. The Sun in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces. So we're being unrealistic maybe in some ways. Or we're getting frustrated that, things aren't moving the way we want them to. But the Sun also does trine Pluto and Capricorn. So we can kind of renegotiate power issues, and it might be a time to talk to people in your business life or whatever and get things settled out if you feel like they've treated you unfairly. Sun enters Libra on September 22nd. That is the first day of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. Okay, Libra is cardinal air. And during Libra season, we're feeling harmonious and wanting to help and, fight for justice and all that. A full moon in Aries on September 29th. That's a lot of energy to that. Full moon in Aries, we really want to move our bodies. Okay, feeling very sexual as well. Full moon in Aries. October 4th, Mercury enters Libra. Okay, so really amplifying the Libra energies. Okay, wanting to make positive change, fight for justice in the world. October 8th, Venus enters Virgo. Venus in Virgo, we get very meticulous about our romantic relationships and very picky. Venus opposes Saturn in Pisces. So again, like getting logical and picky and, listening to the head over the heart in matters of love and finances, because Venus rules over both. October 10th, Pluto is now stationed again, so it's going back direct in Capricorn. Okay, it's been retrograding the last couple months. It now goes back direct in Capricorn. When Pluto is exalted, it also has a lot of sexual energy to it, along with that full moon in Aries. Mars enters Scorpio. Again, a lot of sexual energy. Mars in Scorpio, October 11th. New moon, solar eclipse in Libra. So now, again, we have the eclipse is happening in the new lunar nodes. So that is going to be a south node eclipse in Libra. And that is going to really, I think, help our planet to kind of, try to make things right on at least in little ways. I think people really be truly altruistic around that time. And in our own lives, it's, how do we need to harmonize things, and how do we need to take care of our bodies and become more balanced? The sun conjuncts Mercury again on the 19th. So good time for communication. Venus trines Jupiter on October 21st. Feeling optimistic. Mercury enters Scorpio season, fixed water on October 21st. Okay. And the sun enters Scorpio on October 23rd. Okay. So we're really, when Mercury and the sun are in Scorpio, we want to tell the truth, and we want to hear the truth, and we want to investigate, and we want to just uncover. Okay. It's a truth seeking time. Full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Okay. North node. So this is the last eclipse in Taurus during this cycle. And that is an important time when it comes to the economics of the planet. In some ways, this is when we could potentially, I believe, actually see some sort of economic recovery taking place. So, like, the worst is over, but it's also possible it could go the other direction. I'm not really sure. Now into November 4th, Saturn stations. It goes back direct in Pisces. Okay. So Saturn has been retrograde. Saturn stationing really exalts it, gives it a lot of energy, a lot of that creative energy in the air. November 4th, Mercury opposes Uranus. Mercury and Scorpio opposes Uranus. Again, truth seeking. Venus and Virgo trines Pluto and Capricorn. We are, again, like renegotiating power issues. Mercury in Scorpio trines Neptune in Pisces. Okay. We are really kind of dreaming and speaking about a brighter future, and being very creative as well. And putting our emotions into our art, our creativity. Venus enters Libra on November 8th. Okay. Venus in Libra is very harmonious. Good time for romantic relationships. Mercury enters Sagittarius. We get super excited and energized and want to talk a million miles an hour with Mercury and Sagittarius. New moon in Scorpio, November 13th. We're really feeling Scorpio energies. Scorpio sexuality. It's also truth versus secrets. It's power as well. Scorpio is about power. The sun in Scorpio opposes Uranus and Taurus on the new moon. We are kind of feeling maybe a bit overzealous or over adventurous. We need to be careful not to take too many risks. Mars in Scorpio trines Neptune and Pisces. Okay. Very magnetic sexual energy, and also very creative energy. Sun in Scorpio conjuncts the Mars. Okay. Very intense energy of sexuality, and also of wanting to just find the truth and create projects that really express the deepest parts of self, our emotions. Sun enters Sagittarius November 22nd. Sagittarius is a fun season. Sagittarius is mutable fire, and it's about travel and adventure, and also philosophy. Mars enters Sagittarius. Okay, we really want to travel. November 24th, starting then. Full moon in Gemini, November 27th. Full moon in Gemini. Okay, we get very talkative and very social again. It's perfect because it's right around Thanksgiving time. Venus enters Scorpio on December 4th. Okay, we get very sexual, and we want to just really get to the bottom of things in relationships, and no more bullshitting, essentially. December 6th, Neptune stations, goes back direct in Pisces. Okay, so we're kind of moving from this dreamy space into like, oh, this is what reality actually is. But at the same time, because of the exaltation, we really have this strong connection with spirit and entities and intuition during that time. December 12th, new moon's in Sagittarius, feeling super adventurous. Mercury retrograde for the fourth time in 2023 in Capricorn, starting December 12th. So Mercury is exalted, and it's another Mercury retrograde in Capricorn like we have now. So you can expect similar energies where we're being very practical, and we really want to go back and make sure everything's in its right place in the past, and sometimes somewhat serious in our tone as well. Sun enters Capricorn. That is the winter solstice on December 21st. Capricorn was the sign that we're in right now. Okay, it is cardinal Earth, and Mercury retrogrades back into Sagittarius the day after on December 22nd. December 26th, we have full moon in Cancer, same as we have an upcoming full moon in Cancer, as I talked about at the beginning of the year. So the year bookends with a new moon and a full moon. I'm sorry, with full moons in Cancer, which is kind of cool. And Chiron also stations, goes back direct in Aries at the end of the year. So really working on those, bring out the feminine energies and healing any wounds that came from the toxic masculine. Venus enters Sagittarius on December 29th, and Jupiter stations, goes direct in Taurus on December 30th. So Jupiter is really going to be exalted. Who knows what life is going to be like by then? That's a long ways away. But I hope you enjoyed the astrology overview for the year. If you don't understand what the heck I'm talking about when I'm talking about trines and exaltations and squares and first degree, last degree, and even just what Gemini is or what Taurus is or what Venus means, join my Ascending as One group. Okay, the link is in the description box below. Actually, I'm just going to pull up on my screen. Let me share my screen. I'm going to show you how to find my Ascending as One group. Go to my website. It's youaredivinehuman.org, all spelled out, youaredivinehuman.org. Click enter website. Go to events, course, and webinars. Okay. This is my Ascending as One group mentorship program. You can watch a video I did explaining the whole program. Okay. Live video calls on Sundays from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And a link to download the call is sent out right after if you can't join the call live, which is no problem. I've got a lot of people that are, not doing the live calls, but are watching the replays. Different teaching each week, group healing meditations, group EFT tapping each week. I am an EFT tapping practitioner. Live readings at the end of each call. Q&A, all topics open on each call. Anything you want to ask me, okay, includes my acclaimed webinars and courses due on the site. You get free courses every month. You get free merchandise if you're in VIP. There's a Telegram group to connect with other students 24/7. Myself and other students post every single day in that in that Telegram group. It's really been great. People have been making friends in the Telegram group. You get discounts on full-length private sessions, webinars, classes, and retreats. No commitments necessary. Cancel anytime you want. Okay, there's a tier 2 membership that includes 3 group calls per month, 1 free course per month, and these discounts as well. Here's the prices here. All right. And the VIP group includes 4 group calls per month, and includes a bonus 4th call with Syrian channeling. I am now channeling a group of Syrian extraterrestrials. What they were channeling through me on the last call was really interesting. A lot of really interesting stuff about the oceans and about potential upcoming earthquakes and action with the tectonic plates and things like that. So the stuff they brought through on each of these channeling sessions have been really, really interesting. And if you're on the VIP calls, you can ask questions directly to the Syrians, and I'll channel through the answers. So the only place I do direct channeling of anyone other than, just channeling indirectly my higher self, my guides, your higher self, etc. The only direct channeling I do is on the VIP call, which is the 4th Ascending as One call of each month. So join VIP if you want to be a part of that. Also, the best part of VIP is you get a private reading with me. My calendar is shut down until September for full-length private sessions. Okay, you can schedule for September, and if you join Ascending as One, you get a discount for full-length private sessions. Or October, November, December. My calendar is open from September on. But until then, if you want to have a private session with me that you're not already on my calendar, you're kind of SOL unless you join my VIP program. If you join my VIP program, it includes a 20-minute private reading with me every month that you're in the program. You can ask me anything during those calls. Anything at all is on the table, okay? You also get all these other perks, a chakra scan after 6 months. You get a mug after 3 months. I'm getting ready to make the mugs and have them sent out to people that this is their 3rd month. A t-shirt after 6 months, a sweatshirt after 12 months. You get the discounts as well. These are the prices for VIP. Okay, if you want to join, just fill out this form here. Fill out this form. Again, my website, to click on the events, of course, webinars page. If you can't find this, you don't want to find it, just email me. Okay, my email's below, and it's also in the description box, but it's youareadivinehuman@gmail.com. youareadivinehuman@gmail.com. Here's our upcoming schedule, okay? Monday, January 2nd, stepping in your highest vibration for 2023. January 8th, healing your solar plexus chakra. We've already done in November, healing the root chakra. In December, healing the sacral chakra. They were both extraordinarily effective for people. After the root chakra, people were telling me in the Telegram group and texting me saying they felt safe finally. They finally felt grounded. And after the sacral one, they were telling me they had the best week. They had so much fun. They finally feel like they could have fun in life. January 15th, understanding seeing your past lives. Ooh. January 22nd, astrology basics. As I said, you want to learn astrology? Get on this call. And Syrian channeling, which is a VIP. This is a VIP only call. As I said, Syrian channeling is great. You can ask questions of the Syrians on those calls. Okay, and this is upcoming schedule for February, March, and April. The schedule for May, June, July, and August will be posted very soon. Okay. Also, if you want to learn the tarot, and by the way, speaking of the tarot, I showed off the Hermit card. These are the 3 cards that I have as the themes of 2023. The Hermit for introspection and spiritual seeking. The 5 of Swords for world conflict. And the 10 of Pentacles for economic recession. Okay, so these are the cards, again, that I chose to show the energy of 2023. The Hermit for introspection, spiritual seeking. The 5 of Swords for world conflict and power struggles, and the 10 of Pentacles for economic recession and just economic restructuring, so to speak. But if you want to learn what every symbol in these cards means, what the astrology, the numerology, the connections with the other 75 cards, the history of the tarot, how to actually read, I do everything. I teach you everything in this tarot course. This is why it is called the Comprehensive Tarot Reading Course. If you've ever wanted to learn the tarot, now is the time. Now is the time. Why not? Why not? Look at the video for more information. You can see the testimonial. You can read about everything that you get. You get a 45-minute private reading with me on top of the 13 live group calls. Okay, these calls are on Saturdays, and Ascending as One is on Sundays, so you can certainly do both. Okay, and if you are an Ascending as One VIP member, you save 20%. And if you are an Ascending as One Tier 2 member, you save 5%. This is the class schedule. You get instant download of the first 2 classes when you register, and you haven't missed that much. So it's very easy to just join the class for the course for the January classes, and just on your own time, get caught up on the first 2 classes that you missed. I do guarantee that as long as you stick with the course and finish it, you absolutely will be able to proficiently read the tarot. And towards the end of the course, towards the end of April, there's a lot of time. We spend a lot of time on this course doing practice, and I'll be critiquing you and helping you to refine your tarot skills. There is a woman on TikTok. This is her at Avalon Kisby. She's got 50,000 or so TikTok subscribers. She's super famous on there. She took my course a couple years back. She was an intermediate, and this course helped her to become very advanced very quickly. And now she is just an amazing, amazing tarot reader. And she's doing so well on TikTok. I've helped launch the career of other tarot readers as well that went on to start to do this professionally. If you want to do this professionally, this is a great investment to make in yourself. Okay, if you think about the investment, if you divide that by the number of hours of study you're getting, okay, we're talking about 13 2.5 to 3 hour calls. The first 2 calls were 3 hours. Usually they go 3 hours. Okay, so divide that number there by 38 to 39 hours. It's not that much at all. And then think about, if you do want to make a professional career out of this, this is nothing. You'll earn that money back very, very quickly. Okay, doing tarot readings if you're good. And my intention is to, train good tarot readers. All right. That's why I am teaching you the right way to read the tarot. That's why we're taking 13 weeks to learn it. And I'm not just saying, oh, you can learn it all in one course, because that's BS. You can't learn how to read the tarot in just one class. It takes a progression. I've been working on it for well over a decade, and it's one of my passions, is working with and teaching the tarot. So I want to train tarot readers the right way. So that's why this is such a long course. That's why it's an interactive course. I do encourage people to join the one-on-one calls. But if you're busy on Sundays, okay, the calls are at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. And then after, the time changes, it'll be Eastern Daylight Time. But if you can't join on Sundays, it's okay. You can still watch the recordings. Just, I encourage you to, if you can drop in here and there on a class, please do. Also, I have my retreat coming up. I've got a lot of people already signed up for my retreat. That's August 3rd through 6th, 2023 at Light on the Hill in New York State. A beautiful, beautiful facility, really one of the premier retreat facilities in all of the Northeast. And my early bird deadline is coming up. January 15th is the cutoff if you want to get 30% off. Okay. If you want to get 30% off the retreat, that will require a deposit of $400 US by January 15th. And then you could pay off the remainder, which will be $844, will be the remainder by June 15th to keep the early bird rate locked in. So if you want to join, please email me at youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. If you want to know more about the retreat, there's a link in the description box below, or just go back on my YouTube channel a little while back. You'll see my video announcing and going over the retreat. It's going to be fantastic. Everything's included: food, accommodations. I'm going to pick you up from the airport if you're flying in. Beautiful facility. And we will be doing lots of cool stuff, lots of shamanic healing. Okay. Really utilizing the nature there, the waterfalls and the ponds and the trails, and a lot of connecting with extraterrestrials, a lot of connecting with and probably channeling through all sorts of different extraterrestrial races. And also, some grounding stuff too, like drum circles and fires and yoga and massages and things like that. So it's going to be a very expansive retreat. It's also going to be very grounding. We're going to try to kind of utilize both those polarities. So if you want more information about the retreat, you want the retreat schedule, okay, you can watch that video that's linked in the description box below, or as I said, just go find it back a few videos on my channel. So that's what I got coming up. Okay, a lot of exciting stuff for me in 2023. Okay, Ascending is one, the tarot course, and the retreat. And I have some even more exciting stuff that you will see towards the end of 2023. I'm not going to announce anything yet, but it's already in the works. So some really exciting new stuff coming up. You're going to see my brand and myself really expand and get out there more in the next 2 years. So that's all I'll say for now, but exciting stuff coming up for me and for my mission on this planet. So thank you so much, everyone. Please remember to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave a comment. What are you looking forward to in 2023? Do you agree with my predictions that I made at the beginning of the video? What predictions do you have? What predictions do you have that I didn't even talk about? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year. Blessings on a most magical 2023. Thank you for joining. Namaste.